Can you go ahead and just start from today? Just tell me what happened.
Well, earlier they started drinking, and then later on to the day when we started dialing down a bit, they finished making dinner, they got into an argument, and when they got into the argument, they started getting a little physical, and next thing you know, when I walk out there, I see my dad going towards my mom, and my mom ends up pushing him back. He starts acting dramatic and starts acting like he's crying, and then he gets up, and then he goes up to the counter and grabs a knife off the knife rack thing, and he puts it to himself, and I go over there and grab it from his hands. And then afterwards, him and my mom start arguing again, and they go back into the room this time, and I'm in my room now. And then when my mom calls me and I hear loud banging from their room, I go in there. I'm halfway to her, and he looks at me after he's done banging his head on the wall. He runs at me saying, "You," and then he pushes me back, and I run to the living room and grab the phone from my brother and go outside and call 911.
Okay. So I'm just going to ask you some clarifying stuff on that. So earlier you said they started arguing. What was the argument about? Do you know?
My mom thought my dad was cheating on her.
Okay.
Because he was acting weird.
Okay. So they were arguing about that, and then you said he came after her. Can you describe that a little bit?
He walked towards her and he was about to push her, and then she pushed him instead.
Okay. What makes you believe that he was about to push her?
Because the way he had his hands up.
Okay. Did he have his hands kind of cocked up, like
Yeah.
both elbows out, like hands in front of him and stuff?
Yeah.
Okay. So she pushes him, and then you said he fell down?
He fell down. He hit his head, not too hard, but he was sitting there acting like he was crying, and then when he got up, he was fine, and he ran and grabbed the knife and said, "I'm going to kill myself now."
Where did he hit his head?
He hit his head on the back.
On what was it?
It's hardwood floor.
Oh, okay. So he fell clear down to the ground and hit his head on the ground, the hardwood floors?
Because he slipped.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay. And then, so he got up then and went to the kitchen?
The kitchen.
And he grabbed, was it like a steak knife or like?
It's not a steak knife, but it's just like a regular knife. I don't know how to explain it.
Like from the butcher block? Like?
It's, yeah, from like one of those.
Okay. And you said he held it to his own neck?
He started putting it to his neck, and my mom was trying to grab it out of his hands, but I ended up grabbing it out of his hands instead.
Okay.
And then I threw it on the counter, and then that's when they ran out of the kitchen, and I went to my room because he was yelling at me because he was saying it was my fault. And so
he was saying the argument was your fault? Okay. So you went to your room, and then they went to their room.
They went to their room, and then I heard banging, and I started to pause my computer, and that's when I had gotten up, and my mom had called me anyway, so I ran into her room, and that's when I saw him banging his head on the wall, and then he banged it on the poster, and then when he saw me, he ran towards me. My mom blocked him after he pushed me.
Okay, so hold on, just slow it down a little bit with that. So you see him in there, he's banging his head on the wall,
Yes.
on a poster, and then you said on the bed as well, like the bed frame earlier?
Oh, no.
No, just the head and the wall and the poster? Okay. And then he sees you.
And he sees me, and he looks at me, and he just points at me and says, "You." And then he runs towards me. He pushes me, and my mom's, after he's done that, she pushes him back, and she's trying to hold him back while I run and go grab the phone.
So when he pushes you, do you fall down?
No, I stumbled.
You stumbled? Okay. Did it hurt when you got pushed?
No.
No? What did you think was going to happen after you got pushed?
Well, I didn't think anything else was happening because my mom stopped him, but I was able to get out of there.
Well, I guess I meant, did you think that he was going to like hurt you more or anything?
Definitely.
Okay.
Because how mad he was.
Okay. So he pushes you. You did believe that you were going to be hurt
Harmed
more,
again, yes.
but your mom was able to get in the way.
Yes.
And then what happened?
I ran out into the living room, and my brother handed me the phone, and I went outside.